Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Daily Diary series. Today, bringing you, as usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to read you a chapter from the Bible. Today it will be the book of Ruth, chapter 3. Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said unto her, My daughter, shall I not seek rest for thee, that it may be well with thee? And now is not Boaz of our kindred, with whose maidens thou wast? Behold, he winnoweth barley tonight in the threshing floor. Wash thyself therefore, and anoint thee, and put thy raiment upon thee, and get thee down to the floor, but make not thyself known unto the man, until he shall have done eating and drinking. And it shall be, when he lieth down, that thou shalt mark the place where he shall lie, and thou shalt go in and uncover his feet, and lay thee down, and he will tell thee what thou shalt do. And she said unto her, All that thou sayest unto me I will do. And she went down unto the floor, and did according to all that her mother-in-law bade her. And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of corn. And she came softly, and uncovered his feet, and laid her down. And it came to pass at midnight that the man was afraid, and turned himself, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. And he said, Who art thou? And she answered, I am Ruth thine handmaid. Spread therefore thy skirt over thine handmaid, for thou art a near kinsman. And he said, Blessed be thou of the Lord, my daughter, for thou hast shewed more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning, inasmuch as thou followedst not young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, fear not. I will do to thee all that thou requirest, for all the city of my people doth know that thou art a virtuous woman. And now it is true that I am thy near kinsman, howbeit there is a kinsman nearer than thy. Tarry this night, and it shall be in the morning, that if he perform unto thee the part of a kinsman, well, let him do the kinsman's part. But if he will not do the part of a kinsman to thee, then will I do the part of a kinsman to thee, as the Lord liveth. Lie down until the morning. And she lay at his feet until the morning, and she rose up before one could know another. And he said, Let it not be known that a woman came into the floor. And he said, Bring the veil that thou hast upon thee, and hold it. And when she held it, he measured 6 measures of barley, and laid it on her, and she went into the city. And when she came to her mother-in-law, she said, Who art thou, my daughter? And she told her all that the man had done to her. And she said, These 6 measures of barley gave he me, for he said to me, Go not empty unto thy mother-in-law. Then said she, Sit still, my daughter, until thou know how the matter will fall, for the man will not be in rest until he have finished the thing this day. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Wow. I need to just take a second to analyze this before I offer my analysis. As I'm now understanding this, this is very powerful stuff, very Jewish, and we're going to see that this is a very Jewish book here, the Book of Ruth, a very Jewish book, and we'll get to that reason in a second here, and in a good way. I mean, in a good way, in a sense of sacrifice for what is right in the eyes of the Lord. Wow. So, so, so powerful. Now, take a look at this. All right, here we go. So, as we know, we'll get to this. We'll get to the analysis later. The first thing I want to point out in Ruth 3 is here. In Ruth 3:10, Boaz says to Ruth, he says, "And he said, Blessed be thou of the Lord, my daughter, for thou hast shewed more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning, inasmuch as thou followedst not young men, whether poor or rich." Wow, very powerful. That Boaz, when he sees Ruth, comments on the virtue of her character. That what stands out about Ruth, not that she's not beautiful, what stands out about Ruth is the goodness of her soul. And that is powerful. Beautiful stuff. Now, look at this part here. If we read here, Ruth is childless. Ruth, who was the wife of Chilion, the son of Ahimelech, who is Boaz's kinsman, who was Boaz's kinsman. So now, continuing as we read the passage on, Boaz in Ruth 3:12 through 13, he shows what is going to manifest in Ruth 4, which we'll read tomorrow, which we'll see tomorrow. It says here, "And now it is true that I am thy near kinsman, howbeit there is a kinsman nearer than I. Tarry this night, and it shall be in the morning, that if he will perform unto thee the part of a kinsman, well, let him do the kinsman's part. But if he will not do the part of a kinsman to thee, then will I do the part of a kinsman to thee, as the Lord liveth, lie down until the morning." Very powerful stuff. How beautiful is that? That Boaz says here, he says, wait this night, and it shall be in the morning, that there's a kinsman nearer than he to. Wow, and I actually want to read the other translations of this, because it's a bit, I mean, Ruth is, I don't know, it's unclear to me if Ruth is propositioning Boaz or what's happening. Because Ruth still is without child. And if you remember, the custom at this time was that one of the men's brothers, the brother should marry the wife if the man dies and raise up seed unto his brother. And that's why I talk about this being a very Jewish chapter, because eventually Boaz and Ruth, we're going to find out tomorrow, are going to have a kid. And that kid is going to be known as Naomi's son. And it's very, very powerful stuff all in all. And now we're going to take a look here. So I mentioned Boaz because of the raising up of, it will have been Chilion's son, like Chilion dies, right? So, and Ahimelech dies. So Boaz fills the role as a man, and that child is known as, Naomi's son is known as Ruth's son. And so now I just want to get this passage here. Wow, yeah, 100%, 100%. So yes, Ruth is propositioning Boaz. In fact, the translations are very powerful in the sense that it is Ruth quite literally saying that she is his servant, and that basically she's asking Boaz to take her in marriage for the purposes of procreation. And Yeah, 100%. That is the truth in terms of what the understanding is. So very powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff. And yeah, and we're gonna find out the culmination of that um, in tomorrow's video. And so with that, I'll go ahead and end the video there for today and transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's daily diet video. Since yesterday's daily diet video, I worked my software developer job. Excuse me. I worked my software developer job, and I have created this daily diet video for 10/18/22. And with no further achievements since yesterday's daily diet video, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.